I want to ask you a very direct question. Have you ever taken a photo, looked at it, and thought, wait, is my face really this chubby? Even though your weight hasn't increased much, your body doesn't look noticeably bigger, but your face just seems puffier, a double chin starting to show, cheeks full like buns. You're not the only one. And more importantly, it's not your fault. But if you think facial exercises, chewing gum, or doing gua sha every night will fix this, I need to be honest with you right now. You're completely going in the wrong direction. I've worked in health and body science for years. I've met hundreds of people who came to me with the same question. Why have I lost weight, but my face is still big? And the answer always begins with a truth no one wants to hear, but I'll say it directly because I respect your time. Face fat is not a facial problem. It's a symptom of what's happening inside your body. Hormones, inflammation, water retention, sleep, and how you eat. Everything is connected. And today, I'm going to show you the full picture. But before we get into specifics, you need to understand a fundamental principle. The human body doesn't burn fat the way you want it to. You can't tell your body, hey, burn fat from my cheeks. There is no such mechanism. When your body starts burning fat, it follows an order determined by your genetics and hormones. And for most people, the face is the last place in that process. That's why you see your stomach getting smaller first, your thighs getting leaner, but your face seems unchanged. This is not your failure. This is physiology. But here's what I want you to understand clearly. Although you can't force your body to burn face fat first, you can absolutely create internal conditions that make the process faster and more efficient. And beyond actual fat, there's something else making your face look bigger than it really is: water retention and low-grade chronic inflammation. These two can disappear in just a few days if you know what to do. And that's where we begin. Step 1. Balance sodium and potassium, the secret weapon that 90% of people ignore. Think back to what you had for dinner last night. Instant noodles? Rice with soy sauce? Fish sauce? Or salty braised dishes? Packaged snacks? Sausages or street food? If yes, and I'd bet it is, you just consumed a massive amount of sodium your body couldn't process in time. In Vietnam, salty eating is deeply rooted in the culture. Fish sauce, soy sauce, fermented foods, braised dishes, soups, all extremely high in sodium. On average, people consume about twice the sodium their body actually needs each day. And when too much sodium enters your system, your body does something very logical. It holds onto water to dilute it. Where does that water go? Everywhere, but the most visible place is your face. You wake up in the morning, look in the mirror, and see a puffy face that's not fat, that's water. And the good news is, water can be flushed out quickly. Potassium is sodium's natural counterbalance. It helps your kidneys excrete sodium and pull water out with it. But the problem is, most people are getting too little potassium while consuming too much sodium, and that's the perfect recipe for a constantly bloated face. The solution isn't expensive supplements. Just start your morning with a banana, half an avocado, or a boiled sweet potato. Add spinach, mushrooms, and salmon to your meals. At the same time, start reading food labels, cook at home more often, and cut your sauces in half. No need to be extreme. Just be consistent for 3 to 5 days, and you'll see a visible difference in your face. Not because you lost fat, but because you flushed out excess water your body had been holding. Step 2. Calorie deficit, but not the way most people do it. This is the trap I see most often. Someone decides to lose face fat, goes online, reads something like, just eat less, 1,200 calories a day is enough. They follow it, restrict heavily for 2 to 3 weeks, lose a few kilos. But when they look in the mirror, their face isn't slimmer. It looks gaunt, older, and the skin starts to sag. They panic and don't understand why. Let me explain. When you cut calories too aggressively and too quickly, your body doesn't just burn fat, it burns muscle too. And your face is shaped by both fat and muscle. When you lose facial muscle, you lose the structure that supports your face. The skin starts to sag. Your face looks older and less alive. That's not the result you want. The right approach is a moderate deficit, about 300 to 500 calories below your maintenance level. Enough for fat loss, but not enough to trigger panic and muscle breakdown. At this level, you lose about 0.5 to 1 kilogram per week, slow enough for your skin to adapt and tighten naturally. So how do you calculate your maintenance calories? Simple. Take your body weight in kilograms, multiply by 30 if you're sedentary, or by 33 if you're moderately active. For example, if you weigh 60 kilograms and are moderately active, your maintenance is around 1,980 calories. A 400 calorie deficit brings you to about 1,580 calories per day. Not starvation. Not punishment. Just eating a little less, but eating the right things. And what does the right things mean? Protein is the top priority. Chicken breast, fish, eggs, tofu, shrimp, these should be part of your daily intake. Protein preserves muscle during fat loss and keeps you full longer compared to the same calories from carbs or fats. Complex carbs like sweet potatoes, brown rice, and oats are fine, no need to eliminate them. Just control portions. Vegetables? Eat freely, they're low in calories but high in fiber, helping with fullness and reducing inflammation. What you really need to seriously avoid are sugar, sweets, soda, candy, fast food, and alcohol. I know this sounds repetitive, you've heard it 100 times. But let me add something most people don't explain clearly. Sugar doesn't just make you gain fat, it destroys collagen and elastin in your skin. These are what keep your face firm, elastic, and youthful. When sugar damages collagen through a process called glycation, your skin loses elasticity, starts to sag, and wrinkles appear earlier. So this isn't just about fat. Sugar is aging you faster every single day without you realizing it. That's why cutting sugar doesn't just help reduce face fat, it also makes your skin look healthier and noticeably younger within just a few weeks. Step 3. Cardio, but not the way you think. When most people hear cardio, they immediately imagine running for an hour under the hot sun, drenched in sweat, completely exhausted. After a few days, they quit because no one can sustain that in a busy, real-life schedule. You already know that. And that's not what I'm recommending. What I'm talking about is HIIT, high-intensity interval training. It sounds technical, but it's actually very simple. You only need 10 to 20 minutes. Go all out for 30 seconds, sprint in place, do burpees, jump rope, run upstairs, then rest for 30 seconds. Repeat. That's it. No gym required, no expensive equipment, no 1-hour sessions. Why is HIIT effective? Because it creates something called the afterburn effect, or EPOC in scientific terms. After you finish a HIIT workout, your body continues burning calories for hours as it recovers. In contrast, if you do steady-state cardio for 40-50 minutes, the calorie burn almost stops as soon as you sit down. In terms of fat loss efficiency over a short period, HIIT is far superior. However, and this is important, don't eliminate low-intensity cardio completely. A simple habit like walking for 30-45 minutes after dinner is incredibly effective and very realistic for daily life. It not only burns calories, but also helps regulate blood sugar after meals, reduces inflammation, and improves blood circulation to your face. When circulation improves, your skin looks healthier, brighter, and less dull within just a few weeks. No skincare product can replicate that. Combine both, 3-4 HIIT sessions per week, plus light walking daily or every other day. This is a practical, sustainable cardio formula that doesn't require you to sacrifice your entire lifestyle. Step 4. Strength training, the thing most people ignore when trying to lose face fat. I know what you're thinking, what does lifting weights have to do with my face? The answer is a lot. And here's the science behind it. Muscle is the only tissue in your body that burns calories even when you're resting, sleeping, or watching this video. 1 kilogram of muscle burns about 13 calories per day just to exist, while 1 kilogram of fat burns only about 4. It may sound small, but if you gain 3-4 kilograms of muscle, which is absolutely achievable, after a few months of training, you're burning hundreds of extra calories every day without doing anything more. Over time, this completely changes your fat loss rate, including face fat, and there's more. When you perform heavy compound exercises like squats, deadlifts, or push-ups, your body responds by releasing growth hormone and testosterone. These hormones don't just help build muscle, they directly signal your body to break down stored fat for energy. This is a mechanism that no facial exercise or massage can replicate. You're influencing your entire hormonal system, and that's the real leverage. You don't need a gym if you don't want one. Push-ups, squats with water weights, planks, lunges, you can do all of these at home. The goal is 3 sessions per week, each lasting 30 to 40 minutes. Training to the point where your muscles feel genuinely fatigued. No need to be extreme, just enough to signal your body to preserve muscle and burn fat. And this is where it connects back to HIIT. These two complement each other in a powerful way. HIIT burns fat quickly in the short term. Strength training builds a long-term metabolic foundation. When you combine both, you're attacking body fat from 2 directions at once, and your face, although it's the last place to change, will absolutely transform if you stay consistent long enough. Step 5. Sleep the thing quietly sabotaging your progress every single night. Let me ask you directly, how many hours do you sleep each night? If the answer is under 6 hours, I'll be honest with you, no matter how clean your diet is or how hard you train, your results will be significantly slower than your true potential. And your face will continue to look puffy, tired, and heavy, not because you're not trying, but because you're fighting against your own body every night. Here's what's happening inside your body when you don't get enough sleep, something few people explain clearly. When you're sleep deprived, your adrenal glands release more cortisol, the stress hormone, than normal. Chronically elevated cortisol does 2 damaging things. First, it signals your body to store fat, especially in the face and abdominal area. Second, it causes your body to retain more water, making your face look swollen and tight from the moment you wake up. Have you noticed that after a late night, you look in the mirror and your face is puffy, your eyes smaller, your skin dull? That's not random. That's cortisol at work. But there's something even more harmful that rarely gets mentioned. Lack of sleep disrupts the 2 hormones that regulate your hunger. Ghrelin, the hormone that stimulates appetite, increases sharply. Leptin, the hormone that signals fullness, drops. The result? The next day, you crave more food than usual, especially sweets and salty foods. You eat more without realizing it, and all your calorie control from the previous day gets almost completely undone by just 1 night of poor sleep. This is the vicious cycle millions of people are trapped in without understanding why they can't lose weight despite trying so hard. The solution is not sleeping pills or supplements. The solution is treating sleep as a serious part of your health plan. Go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. Your bedroom should be dark, cool, and quiet. Avoid caffeine after 2 p.m., as it can stay in your system for up to 8 hours. Avoid alcohol before bed. Many people think it helps them sleep, but in reality, it disrupts deep sleep and leaves you feeling more tired the next day, even if you slept enough hours. And most importantly, put your phone down at least 1 hour before bedtime. The blue light from screens suppresses melatonin, the hormone that regulates sleep, making it harder to fall asleep and reducing sleep quality. 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep each night is not a luxury. It is the foundation that everything else in this plan depends on. Without that foundation, you're building on sand. Step 6. Hydration. Simple, but most people are doing it wrong. I'm going to tell you something that sounds counterintuitive but is completely backed by science. Drinking more water actually helps your body retain less water. And that's exactly what you need to reduce facial puffiness. When your body doesn't consistently receive enough water, it activates a survival mechanism. It holds onto every drop it can. The result is a bloated face, a distended abdomen, and an overall heavy feeling. But when you drink enough water consistently every day, your body recognizes that the supply is stable and no longer needs to hold on to it. It begins to flush out excess water along with sodium and waste, and your face naturally becomes slimmer. A simple target. Drink about 35 to 40 milliliters of water per kilogram of body weight each day. If you weigh 60 kilograms, that's about 2 to 2.4 liters daily. But how you drink matters just as much as how much. Drink more in the morning and afternoon. Limit intake after 7 p.m. because drinking too much close to bedtime can disrupt your sleep and make your face puffy again the next morning. Start each day with a large glass of water right after waking up. It helps your body wake up, activates digestion, and begins the process of flushing out waste accumulated overnight. Beyond plain water, green tea is an excellent choice. It contains catechins, powerful antioxidants that support fat burning and reduce inflammation. Drinking 1 to 2 cups of unsweetened green tea daily is a small habit that creates significant long-term results. And don't forget water-rich foods in your daily meals. Cucumbers, watermelon, tomatoes, leafy greens, these not only hydrate you, but also provide fiber and minerals that help reduce systemic inflammation. Step 7. Facial exercises and massage, not a miracle, but the final refinement. I'll be completely honest here. Facial exercises and massage will not melt fat off your face. Anyone telling you otherwise is selling you an illusion, but their real role is actually very valuable if you understand and use them correctly. Your face has about 43 muscles. Like muscles anywhere else in your body, they can be trained to become firmer and more toned. Once you've reduced fat and water through the first 6 steps, well-trained facial muscles will help create sharper definition, a clearer jawline, and a more sculpted look. They are the finishing touch, not the starting point. Jaw lift exercise. Tilt your head back, look at the ceiling, and push your lower jaw forward until you feel a stretch under your chin. Hold for 10 seconds, relax, and repeat 10 times. Done correctly, you'll feel the muscles in your neck and chin working. Cheek puff exercise. Take a deep breath, puff up your cheeks, then move the air from one cheek to the other for about 30 seconds. Simple, but it effectively activates the muscles around your cheeks and mouth. As for lymphatic drainage massage, it works through a completely different mechanism. The lymphatic system is responsible for collecting and removing waste and excess fluid from tissues. Unlike the circulatory system, it doesn't have a pump. It relies on body movement and external pressure to flow. When you massage your face correctly, you're manually guiding lymph fluid toward the lymph nodes in your neck to be eliminated. The result is reduced puffiness and a slimmer appearance immediately after massage. Using your fingers or a gua sha tool, start from the center of your face and gently move outward and upward along the jawline, cheekbones, and forehead. Just 5 minutes every morning, a small habit with cumulative results. So, what does this entire journey look like in real life? In the first week, you'll notice your face becoming less puffy. That's water and inflammation being flushed out. By weeks 2 and 3, your body starts burning actual fat, and you'll feel leaner overall. By weeks 4 to 6, your face begins to visibly change. Your jawline becomes more defined, your cheeks less full. And by weeks 8 to 12, if you stay consistent with all 7 steps, you'll look in the mirror and see a completely different face, leaner, more defined, and more importantly, genuinely healthier from within. This is not a 2-week fix. This is a lifestyle. And the most important thing I want you to remember after this is you're not just trying to lose face fat. You're rebuilding your entire body from the inside. More balanced hormones, less inflammation, better sleep, more energy. A slimmer face is simply the visible reward of a truly healthy body. Start today with step 1, balancing sodium and potassium. Just that one step within 3 to 5 days, and you'll already see a difference in your face. And from there, everything else will begin to change.